So in the series of learning Python programming language, in the previous video we have implemented a game that was our first project in the series, right? Rock, paper, scissors. So I hope you got that game and you have implemented that successfully, right? Now in this video we will be talking about what are tuples in Python. Till now we have discussed list in Python. List basically used to store what multiple items in a single variable, right? It's a sequence data type in Python, right? Same are tuples like list. Tuples are also used to store multiple items, values, multiple items in a single variable name, right? But these are having some differences with list. So how the tuples are different from list, right? That we will talk about this video, right? How to different functions that we can, or you can say inbuilt function that we can implement on tuples, how to use tuples in a program, right? The syntax and all we will be discussing with the help of program practical also I'll show you, right? So now I told you tuples are used to store multiple items in a single variables. If you want to store a single data, then we simply create a variable, like any variable name. I'm taking a is equal to 10. Means one value we can store in single variable, but I want to store multiple values 10, 20, 30 like this. So you have to create multiple variables for that, because one variable can store only one value. If you want to store 5 values, you have to create 5 variables, but that is not a good idea. If you want to store 10 values, 15 values, 100 values, right? Same as we have discussed like in C and C++, in other languages we have arrays, right? Homogeneous collection of data. Same here we have like list also can store multiple values in a single variable. Tuples also can store multiple items in a single variable, right? Same set and dictionaries, that also we'll be discussing in later videos, right? These 4 are inbuilt data types that are used to store sequence of items. You can say used to store collections of data, right? So now what is the syntax? How you can define a tuple, right? Simply you will write the tuple name. I'm taking like tuple 1 equal to the list of items you want to store, but that list, the items you want to store, but this would be in round brackets. In list we use square brackets, these brackets, right? This is the first difference. So here we can store like 10, 1, minus 10, 15, 20. So this is what a tuple, simple. Not integer, you can store like this, string also. This is also a tuple, string. So this items can be of any data type, and a mixed is also possible, like we have a tuple 3. So here we can have like integer, we can have string in the same tuple, we can have like boolean, we can have like float. So mix data type in the same tuple is also possible, same as list, right? That is possible. Now this is valid, this is valid, this is also valid. Now if you want to create one thing, if you want to create a tuple 4 with only one value, but this is not correct. The necessary condition is you have to put comma after this item. If you do not put this comma, the Python will not recognize it as a tuple, right? If I'm tuple 5 is equal to 10, so these are 2 tuples, and suppose if you want to find out the type of any data, so simply we use that type function. So if I write here type, and here I am writing tuple 4 and one thing type and tuple 5. So obviously like this is what int. If you want to find out the type of this is int, this will give you str, this will give you boolean, this will give you float. Same, the tuple is what? The type is what? Tuple. Data type is what? Tuple only. So it will give tuple 4, it will give the data type tuple, but it will give only integer, because this will not recognize it as a tuple. This will take it as an integer only. So you have to put comma after the single item if you want to create a tuple with single item, right? How to access with indexing, like index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, same as list. Negative index also possible, -1, -2, -3, something like this. Slicing is also possible. Some functions are there. You can find out length of a tuple. You can concatenate two tuples, right? What you can do. And your nesting of tuples are also possible. You can use count function, index function on tuples, right? So all these things we'll be discussing practically. I hope now some theory part, what is tuple, how to define a tuple, that is clear to you guys, right? Now let's see. With the help of program, I'll show you all the functions on the tuples, how you can use this thing in your program. Okay, so let's create a new project here, a new file. tuple_python.py, right? And here we'll just create a tuple, like, okay, how to create the name of this tuple, these brackets, round brackets, and whatever value you want to store. Like I want to store 12, then 6, then -8, then Jenny, then like true. So if you want to check out if this tuple has been created, then simply you can print and that tuple name, tuple1, and we can simply run this and I'll show you. See, it will show you this tuple, right? Now indexing is also possible. See, I'm going to tell you all the properties of tuple right now, so you can write down. Like indexing is also possible. I want to access first only, you can say the second element, 6 here. So what is the index? Index start from 0, 0, 1. So index for 6 is 1, simply here. But in indexing we will use these square brackets only, not round brackets. While creating tuple, rather than square bracket, we use these round brackets, not square brackets. Square brackets used when we creating list. But while accessing, if you want to give the index number, that obviously that will be given in square brackets. So tuple and 1. Now it will give you 6. The output would be 6 at this time. See. Okay, so indexing is also possible. Negative indexing is possible. Now I want -2. So what it will give? It will give you Jenny. See, it will give you Jenny. Negative indexing start from -1, -1, -2, -3, because it's not like -0. -0 is nothing. It's only 0. So, and if I will write something like this, -6. So obviously there is no -6 index, so tuple index out of range, right? And if I write same, like if I write 7, so this is also out of index, because tuple index out of range. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4. If you will give you here 5, that also will give you index out of range error. So indexing is possible. Now next thing, if you want to find out the type, I told you like that while we were discussing the theory. So we simply use that type function, type, and in bracket simply write the name of the tuple. So now it will give you what? See, the class is what? Tuple, right? Now if you want to create, let me show you. Tuple2, one tuple with one item, and I write only 45, right? So let's check out the type of this tuple, tuple2. Type tuple2. Maybe you are thinking it's tuple, so it should give you the type is tuple, but it will give you int. See, because Python will not recognize it as tuple, so you have to put a comma here, right? One item, then comma. Yeah, this time it would be considered as tuple, right? Yeah, one thing, tuples are immutable, means unchangeable. Lists are mutable. You can add, you can change the data, you can remove the data after you have created the list. But once you created a tuple1, now in tuple1 you cannot add any data, you cannot change the data, you cannot remove the data. So tuples are immutable, means unchangeable, right? Let me show you. If I want to change tuple like tuple1 and at 0th index, now I have 12, but I want here rather than 12 it should be 13, right? And then simply I want to print, not type, I want to print only tuple1, right? Now let's comment out this tuple2. Okay, let's run this. See, it will give you error, type error. This tuple object does not support item assignment. You cannot change the value. Assignment is not possible. You cannot add any value. You cannot remove, like delete function is also not here, like not working here, right? So tuples are immutable. That makes it different from list. So if you want that, you want only 5 items and you don't want to change these items further, so you can use tuple, right? So this would be, the iteration would be fast, right? Because of this unchangeable behavior of tuples. So it will increase the speed of execution speed of your program. Okay, now next is what? Okay, these items are ordered, so they have a defined order and you cannot change the order, right? Now next property is what? Okay, duplicate items are also allowed, like in tuple I'm again writing 12, I'm writing 6 again. So see, 12, 12, 6, 6, duplicate items are there, so that are allowed. Let's print tuple 1. See, duplicate items are allowed. In sets, duplicate items are not allowed, right? Next is, we'll see tuple slicing is also possible, like in string and list also slicing is possible. Like if I want to access tuple 1 and I will give like from first index to, I'm not giving anything, so first index to, by default it will take from the last till the last. So what it will print? 6. 6 is at first index, 0 and 1. So from 6 it will print till another 6, the last 6, right? And if you give last, like I am giving like here 4. 4 is what? Will give length. So it will print till which index? This length minus 1. 4 minus 1, that is 3, till third index. So at third index we have 0, 1, 2, 3, Jenny. So it will print only like 6 minus 8 and Jenny. Let's see. 6 minus 8 and Jenny. It's not like that. First one is what? From first index to fourth index. Fourth index is of true, but no. The second is what? Second argument in slicing is what? The length, right? And length, and so index, how you will find out the index? Length minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, 3, till third index it will print, right? And if you will not write anything in the first argument, then by default it will start from 0th index. So 12, 6 minus 8, Jenny, right? Now also we have like third argument is steps. How many steps you want to skip? Like first arguments are nothing, by default it will take from starting to ending and it will skip one step. 2 if you are giving, like first it will print 12, then 1 and 2. At second step we have minus 8, so it will skip 6 and minus 8 would be printed. So see, 12 minus 8, then Jenny would be skipped, true, then again 12 would be skipped, 6 it will print. See, this slicing we have discussed in detail while we were discussing list, so you can go to that video also and you can try out slicing in tuples. And if you want to find out the length, there is an inbuilt function. You can just simply use this function len and the name of the tuple, that is tuple 1. So let me just run this and it will show you 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because we have 7 items. So this is what? Length, right? Nesting of tuples also possible. Suppose we have like these two tuples, 45 and I have like 67, 90, right? And I have tuple 3. In tuple 3, my items are tuple 1, comma, tuple 2. So this is what? Equal to, sorry. This is what? Nesting of tuples, because nesting means tuple inside a tuple, right? So in this tuple we have again 2 tuples. So if you will print here like this, tuple 3. So what it will give? The output? See, 2 brackets. In starting we have 2 round brackets. First is for tuple 3, right? And another is what? Because we have tuple 1, this complete is tuple 1 in these round brackets. This second item is tuple 2 in round brackets. So this is what? Nesting of tuples, nested tuple. This tuple 3 is what? Nested tuple. Now see, if I'll print the tuple 2 index 1, so what it will print? Try this out. Let's run this. because here tuple 3 we have this tuple is at 0th index and this tuple 2 is at 1 index. So complete tuple 2 would be printed because this complete is, in tuple 2 we have only 2 items, tuple 1, tuple 2. So it will print the complete tuple 2, as you can see, right? And if you want to find out the length of this tuple 3, then what you will get? Length is what? Only 2. See, 2, because here we have only 2 items, tuple 1, tuple 2. Individual will not like count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, this complete tuple 1 is 1 item only. So 1 and 2, right? This is nesting of tuple. But if you do something like this, if I am doing right, let's do this here only, plus tuple 2, rather than this bracket, we are just concatenating here, right? In tuple 3, tuple 1 plus tuple 2. So this is concatenation of tuples. So, and this time if you print length of tuple 3, this would be different. See, this time it is 10, right? Complete, because we have concatenated. See, you will get it better. If you print tuple 3 at this time, see now the items. Only 1 brackets in the starting, 1 bracket at the end, and these complete are, these 2 items these 2 tuples has been concatenated, all the items has been concatenated. These are not separate tuple 1 and tuple 2. That is why it is giving you length is 10. I hope you got this. Now next is, we have also like min and max function, like if you want to find out minimum from suppose tuple 1. So just use min and the name of the tuple, like tuple 1, from tuple 1 I want to find out minimum. Okay, let's see it will work or not. Let's run this. See, it will not work here because this less than not supported between instance of str and int. In tuple 1 we have this mixed tuple, string also and integer also. So we cannot apply this minimum function. We cannot compare like integer and string. We cannot compare like 12 with Jenny or 12 with true, right? So this you need to take care. If you have a mix kind of tuple, like that is having mixed data type, then these functions like minimum, maximum, that would not be supported here. Okay, now in tuple 2 we will apply this function. Tuple 2 we have only int values. So let's run this, and the minimum is 45. If you want to find out max, then simply max tuple 2 and let's run this, it will give you 90, right? And one more thing, if you want to find out like the count function, we can use number of occurrence, how many times a item is there in that tuple. So simply what you can use, that count function. Like suppose in tuple 1 I want to find out the occurrence of 12, this item, occurrence of 12, 12 is 2 times. So let's run this, it will give you 2, right? This is how you can use count function. The tuple name, dot, count, and in bracket the item for which you want to find out how many times that item is there in that tuple, right? So index, if you want to use, then simply you can use here rather than this index, and it will give you index of this item 12. But here it will give you, see, it will search and at first only it will find out 12, so it will give you 0. It will not search further, but we have one more 12 also. So that is a drawback. Okay, now next is, yeah, you can convert a list to a tuple. Suppose I have a list like list 1 and I have in this list I have like 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, something like this, and I want to convert this list into a tuple. So simply what we can do, this tuple function in bracket list, name of the list, list 1, that's it. So let's run this. See now 1, 2, 3, 5, this is what a tuple. How you can say that? Because rather than square bracket we have now round brackets, and in tuple we have round bracket, in list we have square brackets. So this is how you can convert a list into tuple. And like if you have something like this, I have a rather let's remove this. I have a tuple 5, and suppose I have here 10, one item, right? So you can multiply this. I want to show this item 5 times, so into 5. Let's print this only, this tuple 5, and let's run this. See, 10 is 5 times, so into 5, that is also supported here, right? Rather than 10, we can use a string also, like Jenny into 5, so it will print Jenny 5 times. So this is what some basics about tuples in Python. So I hope you got what are tuples in Python and how to use this thing in program, right? Different functions and build function on tuples and all. So in the next video, we'll see set in Python. So now we'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.